Now that we know how to create functions with Camel K, let's use it as a source. So let's install the Apache Camel operator for Knative. It's part of the community operators. If we install that, we are gonna listen to the whole cluster. We're gonna install that on the Knative um, project, and we can wait for that to complement the installation of Camel K as part of the Camel sources. So Knative brings out just a few type of sources for Knative events, and Camel K adds all the connectors available for Camel to start working with other kind of integrations to other potential systems, creating events for triggering our applications. When the operator is installed, it makes the Camel source available as a way to define input for our Knative serving applications and services. So we can create Camel sources with this operator. So now we can then continue with our example. We are gonna replace our Hello World application with a actual translation service that it's accessing Google APIs to make a translation of simple text from English to Spanish. So now that we update our JavaScript function, we are able to deploy that. We are using an application properties file to provide the API key and some translation target and source. So we will be creating a generic secret with the application properties file. So we create this translate config secret from our application.properties file. And our serverless demo project or namespace. With this secret created, we can then do the run of our function translate.js file with the name translate service using the secret that it's the translate config in our serverless demo namespace. This will create the service to be running as a function. Now we can try and test that. So we're going to be doing a post, sending a JSON payload that it has just the text hello. This will take, the function will take the text from that JSON file and then send it to the translation service. And here it is. It's translate to hola. Let's try again. And now we can replace our hello with our hello world example. So we're going to translate this to Spanish, and here it is. Now we have our translation. It's hola mundo. But this translation, it's only being called by using curl. So let's try to do Knative service eventing that we can then trigger with a timer. So let's create a channel on OpenShift. So we create a channel for receiving these events called translate input in our namespace serverless demo. Serverless demo. And because the default it's a Kafka channel, we can see when the channel is created. If we inspect into the YAML definition of this channel, we can see that the backend implementation is actually a Kafka channel for this channel, because that's our default implementation using MQ streams or streamz for Kafka. Now it's time to create a subscription to listen on that channel. So let's create a subscription. It's gonna be called translate input sub, and it will define first a channel with it will be listening. So it's gonna be a simple channel, so we don't have a dependency on the implementation of the channel. The name of our channel is translate input, and then the service that we want to subscribe to be the subscriber, it's gonna be a reference to a service that it's actually running, that it's gonna be our translation service. So we can paste the information from the service that it's our translate service being created by Camel K as a Knative service. So we create this subscription. So we have our channel and we have our translate input subscription available now in the platform. So here it is, our service. Let's add now the Camel Source from the catalog. And let's do a YAML view. By default, the operator creates some examples, so you can use this as a reference to create your own Camel sources. So in this case, we're gonna still be using the timer one. We're gonna just replace the reference of the channel that we are using. So we are gonna use the translate input, that it's just a channel, generic one. So we will be listening to that channel, and then we're gonna send the events from that channel to that channel every 30 seconds, and then we're gonna replace the body of the event with our JSON payload that it's again hello world. So instead of doing the curl, this timer, Camel K will be triggering this timer every time, and we'll be sending this constant to our service, and we'll be invoking the service with the text hello world. So we create this Camel source, and it will actually deploy a Camel pod that it's in charge of running this integration. So because this timer is already running, we see that the pod starts and it's now listening to that event. And you can see in the log that now it's translating every few seconds the hello world into Hola Mundo.